way beyond saying they're now focusing on the McCanns. They're sort of they're talking about this blood spot that they've discovered in the holiday apartment. And although the forensic tests won't be completed for a while, a lot of the press seems to be accepting straight away that it's Madeleine's, and that therefore implying that she died in the apartment.
Yeah, I mean, the problem has come about quite simply because the Portuguese press are saying a certain amount of information which is completely untested and possibly inaccurate. And they have this secrecy law over there which prevents the police from being able to communicate with other people. And it causes significant problems because at the end of the day, in any major investigation, you need the public's assistance. The public will ultimately solve a crime. They'll give you a little bit of information that you can work on and then work around and potentially have an offender. That hasn't happened. From day one, the Portuguese police did not make an appeal. Nobody knew who they could phone up. No information was given about what Madeleine was wearing. So some of those things, and the criticism, and I've been open, I've criticised the Portuguese police, and even most recently with the Murat's address, you know, they go back to it three months later. What's the likelihood of finding evidence then?
Well, look, we'll come back to you in a second. We just want to go live now to Praia da Luz and join Sky's correspondent there, Greg Milam. Greg, we've got news today that the only official suspect in this case, Robert Murat, his lawyer has now weighed in, and he too is putting pressure on the McCanns. Is that right?
Yes, here's some quotes, extraordinary quotes really, from a man called Francisco Pagarat, who said that he believes it's strange behaviour for the McCanns to have left their children at home on that night, and also saying that the local people he speaks to are saying they would just rather the McCanns go home. Now, he's saying that those are his own opinions, his own thoughts, and not those of Robert Murat. You'll know that there was another search of Murat's home at the weekend. Nothing appears to have been found, and he's hoping that status as the official suspect, the only official suspect, will be removed soon by a judge. But his lawyer certainly weighing into that and adding more pressure, you could say, onto the McCanns in terms of the local media here.
Greg, why do you think he's saying that the McCanns should go home?
Well, he says he's reflecting what people are saying to him, and I suppose he's also reflecting what the Portuguese media is saying and what you've been talking about there as well. This feeling that the McCanns maybe have more questions to answer than they have so far. The Portuguese media is particularly unhappy that they haven't had a chance to question the McCanns in interview as the British media have had. And they've been reporting, as you've been saying there, these leaks and allegations that are coming either from the police or from local people. So he says that there's a feeling that perhaps this area is suffering because of what's been going on over the last few weeks and months, that the people of this part of Portugal want to get on with the rest of their lives. He says it's even costing money. That's what he alleges in that interview. So he says he's reflecting the views here. But of course, there are lots of people, even here, who disagree with him.
Greg, thank you very much for joining us and contributing that. Let's come back to you, Mark, very quickly. I mean, OK, we can express personal opinions in forums like this. We're not in Portugal, and no charges have been laid against anybody. Is there any shred of doubt in your mind that the McCanns had anything to do with this?
Well, I think the problem is we have to remember that the majority of murders are domestic orientated. Of course. They have some connection. In the UK, since 1970, statistics remain the same, that 6 children a year will die from a predatory paedophile in a stranger attack. What we have to consider in the facts of this is, what is the likelihood of an offender being completely opportunistic, walking off the street, going into an apartment whereby somebody could be in there, abducting a child and then taking them away, and absolutely no clues in any way at all. Whoever's done this had knowledge of the locality. It's quite right suspicion falls upon the McCanns. What the police need to do is to eliminate them through evidence. The sad thing is the evidence we've seen at the moment and the investigation has lacked.
OK, thank you all very much indeed. Thank you for being here. We'll come back to this, obviously. But Mark, I mean, I'll speak personally. It seems a nonsense to put them under suspicion at this late stage. Crazy. Anyway.
That's it. Sorry, that's it for tonight. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
See you.